Welcome to the Zach Stack. 2 weeks ago, Zach, Lloyd, and I had an idea to start our very own school community. And last Wednesday, the community went live. This is a live recording from our very first live stream within the community, a behind-the-scenes look showing you exactly what you can expect from the Zero to Automated Skool community, and an insider look at course material. If you're interested in being one of the founding members of the community, we're giving away 5 more free spots. If you want one of those spots, comment access below and share this video with a friend. This is going to be on a first-come, first-served basis, and we'd love to see you in there. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Zero to Automated. I'm Zach Lloyd. Thank you so much for being here. Quick intro so you know who you're talking to, who you're dealing with in the course. I've spent the last 10 years running 2 businesses, serving over 300 clients. I've published a book. I've led corporate wellness programs. About 18 months ago, I went all in on AI automation and I haven't looked back. And it's not just about being the new shiny thing, but it's actually really fun and I really enjoy it. So I'm super humbled to have a community centered around it. I've logged over 10,000 hours of one-on-one coaching with clients, and now I build production AI systems for small businesses or non-tech professionals that are trying to accelerate their career or fit AI into what they're currently doing today. Whether it's Claude Code, N8N, Playwright APIs, MCPs, all of it. It's all coming together as one, and we're all kind of learning on the fly together, which is really exciting because every single day something new is coming out and changing. So in the course, we are not just teaching theory, we are teaching an evolving organism that is growing and changing day by day. So you can count on me, Zach, and Zach G to be sharing that news with you every day and updating everything we do inside of the community. So I also wanted to mention as we start this that the reason this community really exists is simple. Zach and I saw so many business owners paying $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to automation companies that would say they were going to automate something for a business. And in the gym business, I saw this happen a lot. And ultimately, somebody comes in and they pay for this, and then it becomes a subscription, and then a couple of their problems get solved. But ultimately, it ends up breaking or not really doing everything it said it was going to do. And then it becomes this pain that you have to deal with. And today with AI, we can customize everything. And that's one thing that is so exciting. If you have a CRM that you love, but there's 3 things that drive you crazy about that CRM and you want to change them, you can. So that's what we're fixing. And we're going to teach all of that inside the course. Zach, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Zach. So yeah, my name is Zach Geleott. I think a lot of you guys, I know Jessica, we were talking before this, you guys might recognize me from TikTok, and maybe that's why you joined the community. I've been going, well, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So I started working for a startup in van life, actually. I don't know if anyone is familiar with van life, but it's what's become a really big trend now of you buy like a Mercedes Sprinter van, Ford Transit van, and you renovate it and live out of it. So I started working for a startup in that space, manufactured plastic parts, but I got a great look kind of behind the scenes of like running a business, and digital marketing really piqued my interest. And kind of through that startup, I came across this new just like wave of AI for the marketing use case, but then more so just like AI and what is possible with AI beyond asking ChatGPT just like what is today's weather, or asking it to help me write an email or whatnot. I realize there's a lot more, and that you can connect it to all these incredibly powerful tools out there. And so, like I said, fell in love with like digital marketing and AI at the same time. And so then after working for the startup for about a year, I decided to start my own content marketing agency. And then, which is something I do to this day. And I also, in the meantime, do some consulting work just on an AI like systems basis. So I'm currently building out, fine tuning a LinkedIn content engine for a go-to-market engineering agency, and doing a lot of just like trying to really stay up to date on all the new AI trends and tools, because relating this kind of to like my why, and which I wanted to share with all of you, is like why start this course. Zach mentioned it a little bit, but we've been doing a YouTube series now for, I think we've had 8 or 9 episodes over the past 12 weeks or so. And that just started because Zach and I met, for context, like last October, maybe in person. We both loved AI, loved where the space was heading, thought there was a lot of opportunity. So that was kind of our way to just stay up to date, make YouTube videos and kind of just share what we're learning in the open. But more and more talking with friends, talking with family, I realized that, yeah, not like hardly anybody understands or uses AI to the extent that I do. And because of that, there's like a massive educational curve, that I think that if more people, even 1%, 2% of my friends began to use AI, in the sense that I was using it, it would just totally supercharge their output for whatever it is that they're doing. And so that's kind of like the basis with why I wanted to start the community is I see this as an opportunity for really just anybody, but like for me specifically, it was my friends. Like I wanted to help them win. I wanted to bring them up to date on like all of the most recent AI trends, tools, so that way they can be best equipped to kind of just win in their personal life, in their career, and create really cool things and meaningful things that ultimately come back to just helping other people live better lives. That's at the end of the day what it kind of comes down to, for me. So yeah, really happy to be here and be running this community with Zach. We're excited to see where it goes, and we want to keep all of you guys in the community at the forefront, helping you guys with whatever it is that you want to learn how to use AI for. So at the moment, obviously, as we're going to kind of show you, that is Claude Code. We feel like that's the most like powerful tool right now that you can access. But as time goes on, we're going to hopefully have our library of tools, videos grow, and it's going to be a living organism, like Zach mentioned. So, Zach, I'm gonna kick it back to you if you want to start to go through kind of the course expectations, what to expect, things of that
Okay,
nature.
let's do this. All right, I'm switching over to the other window. Does that look all right? Can you see that? Yeah, now we can see it. Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Okay, so here's how today works. We're going to walk through the community together real quick, get used to where everything is. School communities are still kind of new, so not everybody's used them before. So I'm going to go over some of the basics there as well. And then I'll show you where everything lives, and then where the course is going to be that you can start accessing right away, and then where all of the new releases are going to be as well. Okay, so inside of School, we have top here community, classroom, calendar, members, map, leaderboards, and about. The big one is the community. That's where you're always going to start. And then you're going to notice here, kind of hidden, is our discussion tabs. We do not have the discussion started, obviously. So once that gets going, that'll be a great way for you to start. And in the general discussion, we have the introduce yourself. This is the most important one right now. Make sure you jump in there. Jessica beat everybody to it. And just follow through. We gave you a little prompt that you can just copy and paste and answer those questions. Tell yourself a little bit more, the community a little more about yourself. And then from there, when you want to post something, you can go into the post here, title, whatever you want, like um, new thing on Claude. And then you're going to click this select category. And then that's where you know you're going to want to tell it. If it's an announcement, it's a show and tell, you built a new automation you want to share, or you just won, a big win. You've been wrestling with something for a while and you want to share it with the group. Technical support, general discussion for now. Okay. And then you can always type and then you can post just like that. So that's how you can use the posting feature. Get rid of that inside, and you can navigate down to, or excuse me, navigate up to the classroom. And this is where you're going to want to start. So the start here, you can see that I'm 83% done with the start here course. Okay. So definitely start here because again, it's going to walk you through some of the basics and what you're going to get out of the community, what's expected of you, the community rules, how everything works, and all of that's going to be in here. So when you read through one of these, boom, and you can click up here that you completed it so you get credit for it. Okay. And then once you've completed it, you can go to the next one and do the same thing. And then, so for the last one here, I left this one open. You have the orientation down. What's the game plan? Okay. So you did the start here course, get on that. You did your intro post, great. And then want you to leave a couple comments on other members. That's a great way to start meeting people, but also build other people up because you're probably not the only one struggling right now. And then day 3 to 4, you're going to start building stuff. Okay. And that's where we're going to add on more lessons. There's going to be 4 or actually 5 more modules being released, starting this weekend every day. I think it's going to be Saturday or Sunday. We're going to start releasing 5 new ones. So even if you get caught up in the classroom, we're going to have new stuff coming out this next week. And then start getting involved, asking questions. And like I said, in here, the community, you can always go technical support and we will get back to you on that because we don't want you to get hung up on things. And that's something we're offering right now, where Zach and I are going to address that ourselves. And we really want you to take advantage of that, because that's how you can make sure you get unstuck really fast and not spend like an entire 5 hours working on the same thing, banging your head on the table. Okay. And then once you're done with the classroom, the last one checks it off, and then you can see start here is done. Awesome. So now you can go back to the classroom, and then you can move on to the Claude 101 course. Okay. And then we also have tools over here. Right now, currently, is just my Vibe voice app that I built. If you're used to using Whisper Flow or anything like that, that's basically exactly what this is. You talk and it types for you. If you've been talking to AI for a while, you've probably realized that typing a lot is a little slower than just doing a brain dump. And so it's a really simple way to do that. I made this for fun because I wanted to solve my problem, and I didn't want to pay. I think it's over $1,000 a year to use Whisper Flow, and I didn't want to pay that. So I said, I'll just make my own, and I made my own. So that's what this is. And it's only $2.99 a month, or $30 for a lifetime one-time payment. You get all updates, all of that. Okay. So if that's helpful to you, great. If not, don't worry about it. But in this tools we use, we're going to start adding all the tools we use in here, so you can have a better idea of what we're using, what we like, why we like it, and we'll kind of explain that. So, for instance, one of those tools would be, where is it at here? One of the tools I use a lot, for instance, would be, see if I can pull it up on the screen. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but this is where we're going to add the tools that we use a lot. And especially when you think of, Obsidian is one of them. Ghosty, for instance, is another one. And we're going to make sure that you understand why we're choosing them. And we're going to try to get the ones that are free first, always, if they're good. Because what matters is you want good stuff. And ultimately, there's a lot of open source material out there and programs. And again, if you don't like something, you could probably build it yourself, like I did here with Vibe Voice. Okay. And then in the Claude 101 course, this is where the meat and potatoes is right now. So click into that. And then you're going to notice we have lesson 1 all the way to lesson 8. And then you'll notice I have drafts for 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, which are almost done, but I'm going to be releasing those later. So let's go over this real quick. Basics, what is the terminal? You're going to get a video to watch here. And then if you like reading through while we do the video, I highly suggest you do that. But you'll notice at the very end, the Skool platform has the resources at the bottom. So we have a color and a black and white print available to you as well. So you can print these out, or you can save them as PDFs, and then you can walk through it side by side with me. And then it might just be, for instance, some of these commands, you'll notice here we have pwd ls. Some of these commands might be things that you start to memorize, and other of them, you may be like, I don't really want to memorize commands. I'm a non-tech person, and I just want to know how to use AI. In the video, I explained that's totally fine, and that's definitely where we're heading. You're not going to need to know these things. And the great thing is Claude will do pwd ls commands for you, and I'll go over that in the video as well. But just so you know, in all of these modules, there's going to be resources at the bottom. And unfortunately, the way Skool does it, they're hidden down here at the bottom unless you actually scroll to the bottom. So make sure you don't miss out on those if you're interested in those. And then you can click the video, play here.
Professional life in your career.
There we go. Boom. And then we're going to go installing Claude Code next. Same thing. And again, resources here at the bottom. And getting comfortable using Claude Code, setting up Claude Code in Cursor or VS Code. And again, we go over the aspects of, do you need to do this, or do you want to do this? There's so many different ways you can interact with Claude Code. We don't have Claude Cowork, which is the desktop app right now for Claude Code. We don't have a course on that just yet, but we will add that soon. So again, there's going to be many ways for you to interact with Claude Code, and we will help you decide what's going to be the best way to do it. But we're trying to give you as many options as possible, because we know that you are coming from wherever you're coming from, and you might need to have it specifically in the terminal for some reason, or you're comfortable in the terminal. You like working in the terminal. Great. We're going to show you how to do that. Or you just want to know how it works. Great. Follow through. Okay. Setting up your first MCPs. So we have this. Zach G goes into this one. And then we have Perplexity, Playwright, Firecrawl, Glyph. Some of the most common ones that we use regularly are going to be right here, and how do you install those. And then your first project with Claude Code. And you're going to automate business tasks and everyday life stuff with Claude Code. Supercharging Claude Code. What does that look like? Again, the whole thing in there. And then you can look forward to this weekend, Mastering Claude Code will be released. And then going into next week, plan mode, which was one of my favorite things. I'm going to be doing that next week. Custom skills and slash commands, hooks, and multi-file projects. And we have some more planned out here that I'm not sharing with you that are drafted. Excuse me. But the big thing we're really hoping for is the first 25 people that are already pre-advanced and signed up to be in here, that you start going through these and then you give us some feedback on what we're missing, what you need help with specifically. And then we're going to use what the members need to start building out more for this course specifically. And then we're going to add new courses based off of those things as well. Okay. And then in the calendar here, this is important. For today, we had our 12:30 welcome call. So that's how you're going to be notified that the calendar is going to be updated here. And then you'll notice in the community, when we do go live, it's going to be nice bright red here. We're live. You can see it there. And this is super cool. The map feature is just kind of fun. And you can start to see where people are all over the world. This is super cool. And then you can also start to see, for instance, and this is actually how Zach and I kind of got hooked up in a school one time, was we both realized that we were right here next to Chicago, Illinois. And so Zach messaged me, and then we ended up getting together and meeting each other in person. And then the rest is history. We're here today. So really exciting stuff. One more thing I want to show you about the leaderboards. This is a way to gamify school a little bit. It's kind of fun. Jessica is our leader for today. Go Jessica. And all-time leader. So think of this as a fun way to be motivated to interact with the community and hopefully hold you accountable as well. But ultimately, what you really should be focusing on is getting through the classroom and then going back to the community tab and asking the questions you need to ask here and joining our live streams, which will be posted here in the calendar. Zach, did I miss anything?
Only thing I'm gonna add is if you go to the classroom page real quick, something that's not there that we are going to add, and that's gonna be like a living organism, is we're gonna have a new like course that's gonna have a bunch of living skill files that you guys can download, so that way you don't have to build your own skills. We do teach you how to build skills in Claude Code 101. It's not difficult, but Zach and I have been refining our own skills for like a couple months now, as soon as they've been releasing skills. So we're going to have a directory in there for you to go and just download those for the quick and easy. And that's going to be a living like kind of organism. So we'll have skills, maybe also slash commands here and there, but kind of just a living folder that has a bunch of different resources in it. So that will be there probably by the time you're watching this video, whether you're watching this in the community or this might be on one of our YouTubes. So eventually when you hopefully join the community, that will definitely be there and you'll get free access to that.
That's it. Perfect. I'm just throwing it up here right now so people can see. I had an idea and I just threw it in there. I mean, no hesitation. And actually, I'm in the wrong one because I have a special chat for our zero to automated banner stuff, but that's okay. We won't do that now. But anyways, that's a good point. So like you said with the skills, I think a big one there is, if people have noticed on Twitter or TikTok, skills are being shared a lot, but they're also being sold a lot. And so we're going to have at least the first 20 skills just given away for free for the lifetime of the membership. So, and then you can download those and take those with you and do whatever you want with them. So that's going to be a huge bonus that we're going to be getting done this weekend for sure at the latest, right, Zach?
Yep.
Awesome.
100%.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
All right, Jessica, you still there?
Yeah. Hi.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. It's so good getting to know you and meet you.
Yes. So that was real. So that was very great, covering everything. I was gonna say, for the skills question on that.
Yeah.
So I keep seeing a whole bunch from GitHub, blah blah. So is that something you can trust, or is that something that if somebody's like posting other ones, is that something you need to be concerned about?
Yeah,
Technically, yes,
that's a really
right?
good question. You should be
Right.
very concerned where you're getting them from, definitely.
Okay.
Because think of it, the quick and simple of a skill, okay, is think of it as just it's a folder and then it
Mhm.
has subfolders and files in it that have directions to do something very specific.
And
So
it could be telling it to do something in the background that you don't know about.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Can
And
you take a skill that if you see it and put it into Claude and have it analyze it for anything nefarious?
Definitely.
You could. That could probably be a skill in and of itself right there, is like a skill verifier. And then another thing that I like to use if I'm downloading it from, say, GitHub, which there's
Uh-huh.
actually a link to a few very reputable like GitHub folders that have other Claude
Okay.
skills, and that's in the Claude skills lesson, which I believe is either lesson 6 or 7. But another way I like to gauge of like, is this safe or not, is the number of GitHub stars as well
Oh,
that
yeah.
like a certain repository has. That's kind of like a rating system. But if it has like, even if it has 50 stars, that's 50 people that have downloaded it,
Mhm.
or like that have like used it, that like they haven't had any problems with it. If it had 0, I would be a little hesitant. Zach, do you think about that
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a
same
good starting
way?
point. Like stars are kind of confusing if you're new to GitHub because you think of stars as like a like or a follow on social media, but it's actually
Mhm.
a lot more work to go star something. So it's not as easily done as a like or a follow. So like a video could have 1 million views, but you watch it and you're like, this is trash. I'm not interested. Where with stars, it's a little different. So I like what Zach said is like have
Okay.
somewhere some metric of 20. And then you can obviously see who's putting it out and all that stuff. But
Yep.
like you said, you can just put it in your Claude environment, especially if you're analyzing it from what I would just tell Claude, just short and sweet, is hey, here's this GitHub skill that I like the idea of. Can you
Mhm.
check the files and documents and do a security check on it? That's all I would do, and it can do that for you.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Thank you for
Yeah.
that, because
Yeah, of
And
course.
I've saved links and I've saved things and TikToks and stuff to go and, for the future, but I was curious about that because you hear about security
Yes,
things.
yeah, it's a big one, especially now with OpenClaw being the new shiny object. It's going to be a huge problem, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
careful.
Yes, and everybody
Another
going
thing,
out and buying their Mac minis and stuff.
yes.
Right, right, which you do not need.
No.
I know you want your Mac, but I have 2 Windows
That's
computers.
for my actual, like, job.
Yeah.
Totally, totally.
It's because it starts lagging when I have 50 web browsers open and I'm processing a video. I need the power of
I
a
hear
Mac.
you. I hear you.
So,
I hear you.
yeah.
Alright, well, thanks for joining us again,
Thank
Jessica.
you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Y'all have a great
Yeah, we're
day.
excited. Yeah,
You
see ya.
too, and everybody else is watching, we'll see you in the community. Thanks for watching.